Welcome to 13 Degrees of Screams,
where we screen so you don't scream.
We're your host, Alex.
And Stephanie.
And this week we put our family on the naughty list in Krampus.
Before we get started, make sure you subscribe and click the bell to be notified when we post new episodes.
Krampus is a 2015 Christmas black comedy folk horror film based on the eponymous character from Austro-Bavarian folklore, directed by Michael Dougherty. The story revolves around a boy who has a bad Christmas and accidentally summons a festive demon to his family home. On Rotten Tomatoes, Krampus has a 66% with a critical consensus that states, Krampus is a gory good fun for fans of non-traditional holiday horror with a fondness for Joe Dante's B-movie classics, even if it doesn't have quite the savage bite its concept calls for. It also has a 52% audience score. So, Stephanie.
Alex.
Had you seen Krampus before we watched it for the podcast?
No, I'd actually avoided it.
You avoid? Uh-oh.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
years ago, I was worried that maybe it was going to be too scary. And plus, I love Christmas. I didn't want something to ruin it. Like, I actually, like, you know how we talk about how I haven't seen a lot of the classic horror movies. I definitely have not seen a lot of holiday horror movies. Even
Here
less.
We are. Uh-oh. So I fear the answer. What did you think about it?
It was fine. Like,
it was just fine.
I do like the family. I think the family is funny. Just fine. I'd watch it again, I guess, but I wouldn't be like, it has to be every year now. It wouldn't be in my regular Christmas rotation.
Okay. Interesting thoughts. Interesting opinions.
And you hate them.
Just said. No, okay. So okay. I really enjoy this movie a lot.
Oh, okay.
I will admit it has its issues. It's not the greatest movie of all time. However, it is a big guilty pleasure of mine.
Okay.
I'm a huge fan. And I honestly would consider this a comedy before horror.
Okay.
I feel like it's more silly and funny than scary.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I said I like the family a lot. I think the family dynamic's really funny. Like, they say a lot of quirky things and they're all very weird characters, so it makes it more interesting. Yeah, I guess just like the horror aspect was kind of just like, you know.
Yeah.
By the way,
that's why
Krampus is coming for them.
Right, and that's why I think it's a good introductory.
Yeah. Okay,
which
not bad.
We'll talk about during our scale at the end, like we always do. But it's fun. I feel it's fun. I like the idea of Krampus. I like his little helpers. I feel like there could have been more of it. Like, I feel like it doesn't really ramp up until like 45 minutes into the movie.
Once they get in that attic, it's like nonstop after that. But then before that, it was just like, yeah, someone will come for you every 30 minutes. Like,
yeah, kind of, if that. So I will say definite pacing issues. I feel like they could have done more, but I do, you know me, I like my comedic elements in horror. Mm-hmm. I think it's a little fun. Like I said, this is more comedy, I think. But I like all the practical effects. A lot of it was done practically. Also, Toni Collette.
Yeah.
I mean, she always, brings up any movie she's in.
Right.
In my humble opinion.
And who plays her husband in this? I forget his name.
Adam Scott is the dad.
Yeah, Adam Scott makes this really funny too. I like him and Toni Collette.
Yeah, what's really weird? I found out a lot of the actors in this movie are New Zealand.
Oh.
Like, a lot.
Strange.
Like the cousins. I mean, Toni Collette. Either she's Australian or New Zealand. One of the two. But yeah, there's a lot of New Zealanders in this movie.
Everyone's like, let's get together and have a good New Zealand Christmas, I guess.
Yeah, let's do this. All these New Zealanders are doing a movie based on European folklore. Like, that's
I know,
fun.
I was like Germanic, like Christmas folklore. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, hey, you know what? Whatever works. Yeah. I think
maybe that degree of separation works for them. They like that. It can't touch us. Sure. Not really.
Exactly right. They're like, hey, look,
we got the roots. We're in trouble. Like, for reals though.
This is not my jam. Could you imagine growing up, but like having Krampus as part of your culture? Like,
I would not be okay.
I would be okay. I was already a really well-behaved kid, not to toot my own horn, but as a kid, I even like punished myself. That's how like well-behaved I was. I put soap in my own mouth. So that was the whole thing. Yeah, but like if I was told about the Krampus, I probably would have just passed away. Like I would have just,
They would have like
I would
found
not
you
have
beating yourself
left.
with a shoe, like just.
I had a bad thought. No, it's gonna get me.
It's so crazy too that you went like on automatic like corporal punishment for yourself. You're like, no, bad Alex. Like,
My parents were like, "Why are you doing that?" I learned it from Christmas Story,
oh, that's
and
why.
I was like, "I must. I am so bad."
If I don't, I'll definitely poke my eye out.
Exactly. So if Krampus was around as a young child, I would have been in deep trouble.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't sleep on Christmas. Like it used to be, I was waiting for Santa, but even then, that kind of creeped me out a little bit too, because I'm like, how am I supposed to talk to Santa? Like,
Wait, you're trying to talk to Santa? What do you mean?
like when you're little and you wait up for Santa to come for Christmas presents and all that stuff, like how he does in The Grinch, and he comes to people's houses and he talks to the kids sometimes. You saw like Tim Allen's The Santa Claus, right? Like he talked to the
Yeah.
kids then too. Like I
I
was
never
kind of
thought
like,
about that.
yeah, like maybe I should stay awake and see if I can talk to the guy. Like bend his
Sorry.
ear. But then I'm like, I don't know if I should. Like, would that be rude? Like,
I never thought to do that,
oh,
actually.
really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the movies told me I should. So. But then my parents were like, he won't come if you don't go to sleep. And I was like, well, fuck, yeah, I'll go to sleep then.
Just like 4-year-old Stephanie, ah, shit, I gotta go to bed.
That does make sense.
You're right, you're right. You're right, I'm wrong. But anyways, back to Krampus.
Yeah.
So, nah, you weren't like the biggest fan.
Like I said, I didn't hate it. I don't think it's, like I said, it's not my favorite out of like a Christmas horror movie. I don't know. I don't know.
That's okay. That's, you know what, honestly though, I'm not surprised. Because like I said, I recognize it's not great.
Okay.
However, I just, again, you know me, and like home horror things that happen in the house, check.
Yes.
Creepy fantasy characters, check.
Yeah.
Like, it checks the boxes for me. Let's put it that way.
I wanted to be on board, and like on some level I am with like the family dynamic and like the Christmassy aspects, obviously. But then I don't know. I think maybe we spend like a little too much time with Krampus, so it doesn't make him scary. It just feels
You
very,
see a lot.
yeah, you see a lot of all of what's happening and stuff like that, and a lot of it seems very easily preventable. And yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that was what kind of didn't make it as enjoyable, I guess. But
Okay.
for something like comparatively, like I really like Thanksgiving. I thought that was like fun, but there's also like a mystery element, and I think that's where I kind of more lie for these kind of movies, like a mystery or just like a bunch of silly kills where you don't really care about anybody. Like
You and your little mysteries.
Mhm.
You and your true crime little thingies.
I love a true crime.
That's fair. Yeah, I look at this less as a horror movie and more just like a fantasy comedy
Yeah.
type situation. So going in as a horror movie, you're going to be probably a little disappointed, but going in as like a comedy with some fantasy elements,
Yeah,
that's the way to go.
I definitely
That's-
rewatch with that lens again. But yeah, I think maybe that was just what I was going into, because this was probably like one of the first movies that I watched that was like legit like holiday, like Christmas horror movie, or at least built that way.
Mhm.
Like the only thing I could think of that was close to it that I really liked would be like episodes from shows. Like I like the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina's Christmas episode, like about the Yule lads. That was really interesting, and I thought that was like creepy but still fun.
Well, there's plenty of other Christmas horror movies that will be up your alley for next time, because this is our what, last episode for the year.
I think so. Yeah.
So next time we cover Christmas, Stephanie, we'll have some more that are up your alley.
Okay. Sounds good.
Ready for plot?
Oh yeah. I forgot. 3 days before Christmas, the Engel family, parents Tom and Sarah, children Beth and Max, and Tom's mother, Omi, begin their holiday preparations. Despite the family's growing dysfunction, Max still believes in Santa Claus and pens a letter to him asking for Christmas to be how it used to be when their family was close. The dad's traveling a lot, so him and his sister's getting older and like doesn't want to hang out with him as much, and then he's got like this very raucous extended family that are a lot. As Sarah's side of the family arrives for the celebrations, tensions rise with the presence of her sister Linda, Linda's husband Howard, their children Howie Jr., Stevie, Jordan, and baby Chrissy, and their bulldog Rosie, and the unfriendly Aunt Dorothy.
We're here. We're here with the people already. Aunt Dorothy is both an icon and so annoying.
Yeah, like not allowed in my house kind of person.
You know the trope of like your family come over and they just cause issues and talk about things they shouldn't talk about and all this. That's this whole family.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of reminds me of if you've seen National Lampoon's Holiday Vacation. It's like his family.
I haven't, but I know of Sid. I know isn't like Christmas with the Cranks a little like that. Like with the town kind of like upset with them. And...
Yeah, I guess. I can't believe you've never seen that movie stuff. No. That is a holiday classic. Anyways, so like the Engel family we're watching initially, Tom, Sarah, Max, and Beth are like more well-to-do, rich.
Very picturesque.
Their house is big. They're rich.
They did just have like a Thanksgiving like moment where they were like rushing through the mall and, you know, buying Christmas presents last minute, and it was kind of like chaotic, but like no one died, but similar.
I wanted to bring that up. I don't know if I actually said this during the Thanksgiving episode, but when I was watching Thanksgiving, I'm like, why is this giving me Krampus vibes? And then it was that scene immediately. I'm like, that is why.
Yeah, it's like that opening scene.
Yeah, so if you listen to our Thanksgiving episode where we talk about the absurdity of Black Friday shopping, it's very similar. Yeah. It's here. Yeah, it shows the absurdity of that. And it kicks off the vibe of this movie as well. Like same kind of concept.
Yeah, and Linda's side of the family, or, you know, like Sarah's sister, like just imagine like you have someone over and then every time like you do anything for them and, you know, like you're hosting, you're being nice to them, providing them food, places to stay. They're just like, well, why would you do that? Like, or I hate that. What? That's not very much anything that I would want to do. Or
why would you try to be nice to me at all and give me nice things?
Why don't you slap me in the face? I really prefer that. Like what?
Or yeah, constantly complaining about everything. Mm-hmm. And then Howie Jr. is fine. He doesn't talk. But Stevie and Jordan are constantly tormenting Max.
Yeah. Charlie was like disturbed by Howie Jr. Like I can say that he is nonverbal. He has no lines, but I don't know, just like the blank stare on his face through almost all of this movie. You're like, wow, is he okay?
Honestly, that'd be me. I'd be Howie Jr. just like disassociating the whole time. Like, I just got to get through this day.
Yeah.
Well, a couple days because they're staying for a little bit. But.
Yeah, right. So Max is determined to uphold family traditions, but the mockery from his cousins strains the Christmas spirit. When they read aloud his letter to Santa, Max, in a fit of rage, declares that he hates his family and they've made him hate Christmas. His father, Tom, tries to console him, emphasizing the importance of loving your family despite the chaos of the holidays. He doesn't give like a very good explanation. He's like, yeah, you have to try. Like you have to find something to like about them. I'm like, oh, that's not a good way to be like, we're supposed to love our family.
Well, right. And Max is like, why do we have to do that just because we share DNA? And he's like,
good point. Like,
you're right.
Like, let's kick him out. Like,
I mean, yeah, kind of like, why, you know? Good point. Good point, Max. But here we are. They're trying their damnedest. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
They want to like them. It's just they make it difficult.
Yes, for sure. Frustrated, Max tears up his letter and tosses it out the window, where it is swept away into the night sky, and immediately it just like darkens. Like,
I will say it's kind of silly. Like, who would actually do that? Like, throws it.
As soon as he said that, as soon as he did that, I was like, "That's witch shit. You're doing witch shit right now."
I'm like, you could just throw it in the trash can like a normal person, but he wanted that out. He wanted it gone. That
evening, a severe blizzard strikes the town, leading to a power outage. And I was like, Max hated his family so much, the whole town had to suffer.
Fuck all y'all. If I have to be sad, so do you.
I don't care how you are with your families. These guys suck, therefore yours do too.
This is the true horror, though. A blizzard with no power.
Mm-hmm. And then having your whole family having to stay with you. But
13 right there.
Yeah.
Scariest movie.
Mm-hmm. No hot water, no way to heat up food or anything. No.
Just pass away.
When Beth goes out to find her boyfriend, she is pursued by a large horned creature. She narrowly escapes by hiding under a delivery truck, but the creature leaves behind a jack-in-the-box that attacks her.
Can I just say, spoiler alert, she's dead. Or she's gone.
Yeah.
She does not come back because, like, I feel like the first time I saw this movie, you're like maybe led to believe they'll come find her, or like they'll. I'm gonna tell you right now, they do not, and I think that's such a ballsy move to get rid of like the main character's sister.
Yeah.
Off the bat, like she's the first one gone, and it is like pretty early in this movie.
Well, and then once they get rid of like a family member, you know, there's no going back. Like there's no like we'll find them later kind of situation. It's just like gone. You won't be seeing them.
Yeah. Like I said, the first time I saw it, I'm like, they're definitely going to go find her. They're going to find her. It's going to be fine. It's going to be like the whole crux of the movie.
No.
No, ma'am. I mean, they try to find her, but...
Yeah, not for lack of trying, but it's just not working out. Yeah,
I just wanted to point that out. That I found that so interesting that she got it, like, immediately.
Yeah.
Like...
Well, sorry, I will say that, like no one's ever like a confirmed kill though. Like you just kind of like see them disappear in a way, like either being pulled away or you know, flashes and then we're with somebody else.
Yeah, I misspoke. I guess when they say kill, they got
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
Kidnapped.
You will not be seeing Beth again.
Yes.
That way.
Yes, exactly. When Beth fails to return home, Tom and Howard set out to search for her. They discover her boyfriend's house in ruins with evidence of a struggle and goat-like hoof prints in the snow. While trying to follow Beth's voice, Tom saves Howard from an unseen monster that tries to pull him into the snow. They hastily return home, barricading the windows while Howard takes the first watch. And I was like, silly, because he is injured, very injured. So, of course, what are you going to do when you're injured? Sleep. Like, night-night. Like,
yeah, because she's like, oh, it's fine. You guys need to rest. I'll take watch. And then next scene, he's like laying there.
Everybody is.
Everyone is definitely not awake. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, it's so cold that they nearly got frostbite for being out for that brief period of time.
Right.
So, I mean, no power. They're going to die. Like, you're not going to make it.
Pretty soon, yeah. As Howard dozes off, a living gingerbread man lures Howie Jr. to the chimney, and despite the family's desperate attempts to save him, he is pulled up and disappears.
He didn't deserve that.
I know.
He was just vibing.
Right. He was like, oh, what a cute little cookie. And then he bites it, and it screams in his face. Like, ah!
Yeah, so this is like really, I mean, outside you see Krampus jumping on the roof. Mm-hmm. And then you do see those snowmen appearing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Outside, like it's covered in snow. And then every time they look outside, like another snowman's there. And only Max brings it up like, hey, someone put a weird snowman in the yard. And everybody else is like, yeah, we've always had 18 snowmen. Like,
yeah. So those snowmen appear as each person is like,
oh, yeah.
So, but then like the first real interaction is this stupid ass cookie. Like it's so silly.
Yes.
It's kind of cute though. Seth Green is actually the voice of one of them.
Oh, really?
Is that random?
That is very random. They did manage to get like a few big names for this. I was very surprised. Omi reveals that the creature stalking them is Krampus.
The
Krampus, an ancient demon who punishes those who have lost their Christmas spirit. She recounts her own childhood experience where she wished her family would go away during a time of hardship. Apparently it was like during a famine, though like, so like everyone in town wasn't having a good time. And she was like,
let's make it worse.
Yeah. So she was like, fuck all them, fuck my family. And she inadvertently summoned Krampus, who then took everyone except her to hell.
Oopsies.
Yeah.
I mean, how would you ever expect that to actually happen?
Yeah, I guess that is true.
You can't account for that.
No.
I'm sorry. But like if I were to say, I'm so mad at you guys, I wish you were to disappear, and a fucking demon came through my front door, I'm sorry. I did not actually
I didn't know that was an option. Like, really?
Oops.
Yeah, very careful what you wish for is the whole theme, I feel like.
Yeah, exactly. Like, my bad.
Yeah, I didn't realize we were making wishes come true today. Initially skeptical, the family is soon overwhelmed by menacing toys that spring to life from the presents. Tragedy strikes as Jordan is devoured by a life-size jack-in-the-box. This thing is disgusting.
This is my favorite part. I think this thing is so badass.
It's huge.
Yeah, it grows into this giant thing, and it's like the box is still tiny, and then it grew out, and the way its faces, it like unhinged, or like the porcelain cracked, and it's this big maw that just stretches and literally sucks
A child into it.
one of the twins whole.
Yeah, yeah.
I love this thing. It is
And then
so
you can
cool.
tell like she's in there too because like you see like a body size thing in its body
Body.
as it's trying to scoot away.
There's a body-sized body in the body bag.
Body size.
That's fun. We like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. But he didn't have enough time to eat Stevie. Like they were kind of like attacked together, but didn't have
Hmm.
enough time. But so she passed out, and Jordan gets devoured.
They're going through it.
Yeah. During this scene where Jordan is devoured, like they're trying to protect Stevie, because they all like find them up in the attic, and Jordan's already got. But then all the toys start to interfere, and it was like this weird looking angel thing that attacked Sarah, the mom. A demon teddy bear that kind of looked like the bear from Imaginary. Um,
Oh, yeah, I could kind of see that.
yeah, he was attacking the dad and or the aunt Linda, and then this robot thing kept attacking the dad. But
Yeah,
I think you had information on those.
yeah, because I was like trying to figure out like what made them pick, especially that little angel thing, and come to find that this angel is actually based on another holiday fable type thing. Her name is Perchta, Perchta. Says she is named after the Krampus-like holiday figure of Frau Perchta. In her respective folklore, Perchta is a sorceress who lives in the mountains and who hunts down naughty children to disembowel with her silver knife.
Oh.
So I thought that was kind of cool. And then like all the creatures have like their own names and stuff.
Yeah, I
But
noticed like on Wikipedia they called the Jack in the Box like De Clown or
Der,
something.
Der
Der
Clown.
Clown.
Yeah. It's so cool. I like that they gave like you would never know that from the movie,
Yeah, they don't
but
mention
the
them by name or anything. Like, oh, that's obviously Der Clown. Or
Der Clown, yeah. But I like that they gave it that time and effort to at least come up with that backstory. So it's not just like a random thing. There's like, oh, this looks cool, but it's actually like based on something.
yeah, yeah, that's a nice touch. Howard also gets attacked by the rest of the gingerbread cookies. And Rosie comes in to save the day by eating one of them, which is great. Like,
Rosie's the best. She's a, she's a bulldog.
yes. But I think she eventually does get got by the Jack in the Box too, because she goes after it to find to get Jordan back, because they hear
Yeah,
it kind of creeping away, and you kind of hear like her barking, and then like not barking anymore.
yeah. So Der Clown is in the walls, and then Max opens the vent for her to go in the wall. But this thing's like in the ceiling. What do you think the dog's gonna do?
I
Climb up the
know.
wall? I'm like,
Apparently,
bitch.
she did her best. So,
Yeah, because it comes crashing down the ceiling.
yeah.
And Rosie's gone at that point. So you're like, ah, shit.
Yeah, no. So then the chaos escalates as Krampus's dark elves invade, snatching Howard, Dorothy, and baby Chrissy. And I was like, the baby is the most innocent of this situation. Like, they weren't doing bad shit. Like, they're just baby. Like,
Actually, Chrissy was an arsonist.
oh, you got it. So many secrets. The worst one of them all. They didn't really say it, but like the way the elves acted was like they were afraid of Krampus or like pushed around by Krampus, because like one of them does get swallowed by like the snow monster that attacks Howard at one point, and I'm like, oh, like they're
Yeah.
getting it got too. Like,
Yeah, so a couple things. I think the Dark Elves are they're his like minions and he controls them. So I think there is that level of like fear from him. Like if they don't do what he says, he's gonna punish them. And also I really like the touch that they were still getting eaten by the snow creature, because it just shows it's a hostile environment. It's not
Yeah.
necessarily so like these
it's
snow
not like
creatures.
a side thing. Like,
Yeah, so these things are just existing, and it's just the environment that in which they're in. So
okay.
like, sorry you got sucked, but that's just like that's where
That's-
we're at.
yeah.
Like that's just what this world is.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's a neat perspective. Because I thought it was mainly Krampus doing it all. So I was like, oh, he like kind of hates them.
Yeah, but it kind of opens up questions to like, okay, so there's these snow creatures that aren't part of Krampus's whole deal. So are there more things out there that we don't know about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it kind of opens up the world.
Yeah, true. Tom leads the remaining family members to an abandoned snowplow in the snowy streets, while Omi bravely stays behind to distract Krampus. The demon emerges from the fireplace, attacking Omi with his bag of toys. Outside, Tom, Sarah, and Linda find themselves pulled under the snow by the snow monster, while Stevie is taken by the dark elves.
I was like so interested that Stevie was like the final one here.
I was like, yeah, why Stevie get to stay?
And then like going back to the whole Beth of it all, like when I saw the initial trailer,
it made it seem like she was in it a lot longer.
I thought the scene where Stevie's being taken away because they show it in the trailer, I thought that was Beth.
Oh,
so when I found out it was Stevie, I'm like, why did they pick this random cousin to be like the final fam outside of Max?
Yeah, right.
I was like, yeah. And then like, why does Max care? Like,
right, Stevie she was one of the worst. Yeah.
So I thought that was a really interesting choice.
Yeah. It is interesting. I guess it just shows like he's so willing to forgive them at this point just to get them all back. So it doesn't really matter who it is. It can be the worst of them. He wants them all. Like, in a critical moment, Krampus confronts Max, presenting him with a black bell that reads Krampus and contains a piece of his discarded letter. Understanding his role in summoning Krampus, Max chases the demon to the edge of a fiery pit, pleading for Stevie's safety and asking for his family back. He sincerely apologizes and offers to take their place instead, but Krampus tosses Stevie into the pit and pushes Max in after, like, fuck off.
Bye. And they're all like laughing at him too.
They're like, what? You can't just do that. Like,
oh, no. You made your decision, Mr. Man.
That's crazy, too. You think, like, he would have just woken up the next day and just, back in the real world with no family? Because that's sort of what they make it out to seem like that happened to Ami. Omi.
Ami.
Omi. They kind of made it seem like that's what happened to Omi.
Yeah. I mean, that's what would happen. Like, what's the police gonna think?
I know.
Like, listen, a demon came and killed everybody. Like, I promise you.
I decided to recreate Home Alone by killing my family. Like, that's how it's gonna look. Like,
where are the bodies?
Max awakens on Christmas morning, relieved to find his family safe and sound, believing it was all just a nightmare. However, when they discover Krampus's bell among the presents, the family exchanges troubled glances, haunted by the memories of the horrific events that they endured. The story concludes with a glimpse into Krampus's lair, where the Engel family's house is one of many being monitored through a magical surveillance snow globe, indicating that they were spared but not without consequences.
When I tell you, the first time I saw this movie, I thought they were trapped in that snow globe. I thought they were taken and put in that snow globe. That's not what happens.
Okay, I'm confused then, because I saw it as like two ways. Like, one, like this is just going to be how he watches them for the rest of their days until, they fuck up, and then he can come and get them for real again. Mm-hmm. Or, you guys wanted to maintain Christmas so bad and get your family back. Now you just have to stay in an eternal Christmas in this weird snow globe thing.
Yeah, it's the first one because the creators confirmed that he's just monitoring them.
Okay.
But like, it's when you watch the movie, it doesn't like say that. You would have. I thought for sure that
they were stuck there. Yeah.
Yeah, and all the other snow globes were just families trapped, but it's not the case, which makes the ending a little bit better.
Yeah, it makes it a little bit more hopeful that, like they just have to be good people.
They're like, oh shit, we better not mess up again. Otherwise, he's going to come get us.
Well, their faces make it seem like, well, we are trapped. Like, this is it. And I'm like, oh, like, I mean, I guess there are worse cases than to be stuck in an eternal Christmas, but...
I know. I was kind of thinking, I'm like, okay, if it's like, this is my hell, okay, so be it, I guess. Waking up on Christmas morning isn't like the worst thing. With your family
isn't the worst time,
I mean, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they're still very much alive. Everything's fine, but they are being monitored.
Yes.
So better watch out, Stephanie. He can come get you.
No, I didn't want him to come get me. I didn't write a note or anything. I didn't wish it or anything. I promise.
Okay, well, I'm just saying. Don't even think it.
No.
Be grateful for all you got.
Yeah.
Are you ready to talk about our scary scenes and our overall scariness scale?
For sure.
So, what were some of the scarier moments for you?
I said everything in the attic. It's just a lot. Like, it really ramps up there. Like we were talking about. Like, it seems kind of like one by one, people are getting picked off, or like there was just like one little incident and then they take care of it, move on. This was like from all ends, everyone's coming at them.
Yeah, for sure. And this is like one of the only moments that they're actually being attacked, in the sense of, I think it was Tom was being stabbed in the back by the robot guy.
Yeah.
Sarah's being strangled. Like
Yeah,
they're
no,
actually
they're actually trying to kill them.
right. So this is definitely the most danger they have been in the whole movie, outside of, I mean, they get sucked in the snow, so that's like a quick kind of a thing. But like it's in a dark attic, and all these creepy things are coming out of nowhere, like the bear.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of creepy. Like, he has like just a huge mouth of sharp teeth, and it comes flying out of nowhere, perched up with her little tongue wiggling out.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about
I forgot.
that?
Everyone was like licking them, like Krampus licks the grandma. I'm like, grandma doesn't need that. Like,
Not Omi. Oh my god. Yeah, Birch has this like wiggly little tongue that comes out.
Yeah.
And just like, oh my god. Yeah, I agree. This is probably the scariest scene, specifically the Jack in the Box.
yes, with the swallowing people.
That is the coolest creature design. I think it's so creative.
Yeah, it's so big. Yeah, just the unhinging of the jaw and just like swallowing children whole. He was almost bigger than Krampus. Like, just like by the time he like stretched out. Yeah. I was like, oh, he's the big bad. Krampus just got the title somehow.
Yeah, right. I mean, Jack in the Box's demeanor, he was very like afraid of everything. Like, he was trying to run away
Yeah.
and
After
crawl
he gets
away.
caught, he's like, no.
And Linda's like, not today. She's trying to get him.
I know.
So, like, realistically, the Jack in the Box Dare Clown was not very assertive. Like, I think he just had an opportunity to swallow
a child and was like, yeah.
But like, when confronted by the other adults, he's like,
oh no,
gotta go.
No, that's
Bye.
too many.
It's too many.
It's too many for my tummy.
What else did you have?
I also had Krampus's constant open mouth in the final scene. Like, I don't remember if his mouth was open the whole time he was talking to Omi, but I don't know. Like, when Max was talking to him, I was like, is like the puppet broken or something?
Yeah,
like,
his mouth was open the whole time.
okay, I just didn't remember it when I saw him the first time. Maybe just because I was like taking it all in. But then once you spend time like having a conversation with him, you're like, close your mouth. Like, what?
Yeah. I will say, I wish Krampus. So he has like the goat legs, but his face is like an older man.
Yeah,
obviously
he just kind of has like beady yellow eyes ish.
Yeah, I wish he was more goat like in the face. Like, I feel like that would have been cooler.
I
was
also just think
disappointed.
they showed him too much, like talking to him and everything. It was a lot.
Yeah, and then like, even with the dark elves, they were less scary. They were just cool to look at. Like,
They had
Google
masks and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, go Google each one, and I mean, I appreciate all the detail that went into all their masks and everything like that.
Yeah, I think
up
everybody,
those.
like all the other inanimate objects and creatures and stuff, it seemed like they spent like a lot more time being creative to make them look cool and stuff like that. And Krampus was just kind of like,
He took the back seat.
Old man with goat legs.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what he is. I mean, there's interpretations, but yeah, I wish he was more goat-like. And it's crazy because earlier in the movie, he's like jumping from roof to roof really quickly.
Oh,
but when
yeah.
he's in the house, he's like lumbering. He's this big old, like, there's no way you were moving like that.
Why are you so agile here? Did someone wear your cloak? Like,
Yeah. So he's kind of this big lumbering giant guy. So outside of him hopping on the rooftops, he's not like that scary. He's more just like, close your mouth, sir.
Right. Yeah,
And
he's not really scary. He's just like, he's just coming fast in that first scene.
Why so fast?
Why are you so fast? Aren't you old?
Yeah, I think the scary part is just not knowing where you're being taken to.
Yeah, that's exact. That makes me wonder too. Like, what is everyone doing after they get got? Especially like the long haulers like Beth. Like, she just chilling there. Like,
Yeah, she's like in a jail cell in hell, just like.
Yeah, she's probably got the most PTSD from this situation, just like hanging with them the whole time.
You pan to her in the end scene, she's just like, not again.
Yeah, no.
Because everyone else kind of got at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Beth, it had been like a day.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no.
Right, because they do go to sleep, and then because like they're marking the days off with the advent calendar, and they start on like the 23rd and then end on Christmas. So like that's like 2-ish days that she spent with Krampus.
She's like, so what are your hobbies?
Yeah.
What do you like to do when you're bored? What's your favorite vacation spot?
Just trying to be buddies.
And then I just had one question for you. So the town or the block is kind of all blocked off, and Beth's boyfriend is also kind of disappeared. Do you think that they were just put in like a little pocket dimension, and like Beth's boyfriend actually wasn't touched at all? Because that's where I'm leaning, because like he didn't do nothing, so why would Krampus come for him?
Well, the thing that makes me question it is the delivery driver. Like, Beth is searching in the street for her boyfriend, trying to get there, but she's walking in a blizzard, so she's having a hard time seeing, and then she sees Krampus jumping on the rooftop, and she runs to this truck stopped in the middle of the road, and the delivery driver that was at their house like an hour earlier is like frozen inside. So I'm like, so is this guy just a casualty because, you know, he happened to be on the street that Krampus is working today? Like, or
it was just an illusion, and like that wasn't actually him. Maybe. Like everything was kind of just like frozen.
Yeah. I mean, I think I would go with your idea of like he just, you know, popped them out of their world and created a world identical to them just to mess with them.
Yeah. Because like the other people, they didn't do nothing. And the whole block is in this blizzard thing. So like all these people are like, damn, what did I do? Why am I being punished?
I'm just having a wholesome Christmas over here. I didn't wish for anything.
Right. Okay. I was just curious your thought. I assumed that they're in like a little pocket dimension type thing.
Well, I mean, in a sense, he did forgive Max and like, you know, let them keep going with their lives and not take his whole family to hell. So in a sense, I don't think he would, you know, take people that weren't being bad and, you know, like wasn't justified. So.
I think he's fair. He's a demon, but I think he's a fair demon. He's
got rules. Like,
yeah, like Max learned his lesson. Yeah. Like you get one free pass. Do it again, though.
Yeah. He still got to throw him in the fire. That was part of it for him, you know? Like...
Right. He got his fill. He's like, that was fun. I'll see you next year, Max.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. How do you think the family's setting up for next year? They're just like, we're all going to go to church. And we're all going to eat hot dogs and be happy. Like,
we all like each other. Don't you do this, Linda.
Yes.
Behave. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed the show and listen on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, giving us a 5-star rating is super helpful, and we will always appreciate it. If you're watching the YouTube version, you could like and comment on this video and let us know what you'd like us to cover next.
You can find us on social media using 13 Degrees of Screams.
This has been 13 Degrees of Screams, and we will see you next year.
Boop, boop, boop.
Bye.
Bye. Happy holidays.